Hello, 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 all my fragrance junkies of the universe, of the world, of the galaxy. It is your girl, Tracy Dee, the fragrance junkie, guys. And I am here to first wish you a happy, blessed new year. I pray that 2026 is everything that you want and need it to be. Continue manifesting and putting out there into the universe exactly what it is that you are trying to bring from the 5D to the 3D, guys, okay? So anyway, I can't believe it's 2026 already. This is so crazy. It went by, 2025 went by in a flash, right? It seems like the older you get, the faster time goes by. Is that just me, or is that a real thing, guys? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, so I wanted to take a few moments to think about at least the top 10 fragrances, even though my fragrance closet has grown over the last year and a half that I have delved back into mainstream type of fragrances, because I used to only do small indie houses over the last 10 years. So my fragrance collection has grown quite a lot in the last year and a half. And I am going to make a promise to myself, frag heads, that I'm going to enjoy what I have more now, because I'm pretty sure with all the fragrance sprays and the perfumes and the this and the that, I have well over 100 plus fragrances in my collection right now. It's incredible. And I don't even use a fraction of what I have. So 2026, I'm making a promise to myself that I'm going to really enjoy the fragrances that I've bought, more, instead of continually buying and wearing it a few times and then on to the next. I'm going to preserve more of my wallet. I'm sure my wallet will be much happier in the long run. And I am going to budget myself to buying, I would say, 1 to 2 perfumes a month, okay? And nothing over $100, okay? So you won't find me talking about niche fragrances unless I get a sample of it from Scent Split or another fragrance house that does samples, because the blind buying days, guys, I don't know about you, are over. All right, they're over. Anyway, I want to really talk about 10 scents that I have found myself going back to over and over and over again over the year of 2025. Not that they were developed in 2025, but I got hip to them in 2025, and I started, or even earlier, maybe 2024, and I started delving a little deeper into them, and I frequently go to them. So without further ado, you guys, here we are. And if you see me looking over here, I'm just looking at my computer in case I need to get the notes for you guys. Move this up a little more. All right, so no fancy production here, guys. Anyway, so the first fragrance that I fell in love with in 2025, and I have numerous bottles of. I have a big bottle, I have traveler size, I have little mini bottles. I just went a little cray on buying this, but this is Henry Rose, Michelle Pfeiffer's fragrance company or fragrance line, and this is called Queens and Monsters. And my aunt turned me on to this fragrance, and I absolutely love it. Now let me tell you what this has. I know everyone raves about Dave. You know what? I have Dave. Yes, I like Dave. It is sort of leans slightly gourmandy, but not really. But it's a beautiful cacao scent. Really enjoy it. I do have that in my collection as a traveler. But what really sent me over the edge was Queens and Monsters. And this has violet leaf, neroli and petitgrain, which sort of give it that sort of green, slightly green note, not heavily green, but slightly green note. The middle notes are freesia and jasmine. The bottom notes are vanilla, cocoa, musk, and sandalwood. Oh man. I'm going to spray this on my skin. I haven't worn this in a few weeks. So yeah, right off the bat, you get those green notes, right? The violet leaf, and if you ever had a violet flower that still was, had the leaves attached to the stem, if you were to break the leaves open, that would be that green smell. It sort of reminds me of like a dandelion. When you break open a dandelion and you smell that white milk, that's what it reminds me of. Mixed with the neroli and the petitgrain, that gives it sort of like that. I don't know. It's sort of, I don't even know how to explain petitgrain. It just, I don't know why the word crunchy comes to me, but it's not really crunchy. It's sort of like a grainy type of smell, if that makes any sense at all. But I really don't get much of the jasmine. I get a lot of the cocoa musk, the vanilla, and the sandalwood. And then I get the top notes of violet leaf, neroli, and petitgrain. So I'm going to let this dry down a little bit, and then I'm going to see if the freesia or the jasmine and the jasmine comes out a little bit more. But this is a scent that I really fell in love with. Queens and Monsters by Henry Rose. And I love Henry Rose because their fragrances are clean. They don't use any toxic type of ingredients in their fragrances. Okay? I think they make more than just fragrances. I think they're expanding. Maybe, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking body washes with the scents. They've got several great fragrances in their line. And I don't know what else they're coming out with, but keep your eye on Henry Rose. They're really awesome company. All right, and secondly, just doing a little check on that one. Secondly, I've got one of my boos. I absolutely adore this scent. I think I discovered commodity milk in 2024 when I first delved back into mainstream perfumes. Absolutely love this scent. This is the Expressive. I've had, the personal. The thing about commodity is that they come in like a personal scent, which is more of a skin scent. Then they have a middle, and then they have an Expressive. I think the Expressive may be the midpoint, and then there's bold. Okay, I have all of those, but this is the one that I go to the most, and you can see the dent is denting in here. This is the Expressive commodity milk, and I have a backup body. Not backup body, a backup bottle. Woo! Did I just tell myself? No, I'm just saying. A backup bottle, definitely waiting in the wings. Let me tell you what this is. This is a warm, sweet, kind of like a burnt marshmallowy, vanilla type of beautiful, warm fragrance. You can wear this any time of the year, but I think it would really shine the most in the fall and the colder months where, you get that, and it's got a little bit of smoke to it, and, it's like you've been out all day on a nice fall day or winter day now, since it's winter, by the bonfire, roasting marshmallows, and you've got your beautiful, whatever vanilla scent on, and it all intermingles together in the fresh air, and it turns into commodity milk Expressive. Absolutely gorgeous. It's also got mahogany wood and tonka bean in it, so it's inspired by a cozy fireside moment with your s'mores, offering a balance of cool milk creaminess with smoky spiced warmth for a unisex scent, definitely. And you know what? I'm pretty sure, well, maybe, well, we'll see. The majority of my scents could be classified as unisex for sure. So Commodity Milk, love this. It's a beauty. If you haven't gotten your nose on Commodity Milk or Commodity Fragrances, you've been living under a rock, okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. All right, next up is, ooh, yes, Lush's Chelsea Morning. I wanted to say Sunday Morning. I don't know. I kind of feel like Sunday Morning would have been a better name for this, but Chelsea Morning, absolutely love this scent. It just smells like butterscotch blondies, or like you're simmering one of those butterscotch wax tarts in your warmer, and it's sending that smell wafting all through your house. It's really, really beautiful. What's in here? Butterscotch, tonka, vanilla, lemon, myrtle, and fenugreek. Ooh, citrusy, warm, spicy with the fenugreek. Yeah, and then there's some other sort of spice in here that I really can't tell. Maybe, I don't know, for some reason I'm thinking cinnamon, but this reminds you of some form of butterscotch tart that you're simmering or warming up in your fragrance warmer, or you're actually baking like some butterscotch brownies or blondies. Beautiful. And this is pretty long lasting. I would say that this lasts about 6 hours on skin. So one of my favorite Lush fragrances aside from Karma. And what else do we have here? Yeah, baby. One of my favorites, Glossier You. The original, the OG. Yeah. Ah, man, I love this. Love, love, love this. All right, so Glossier You is, it is considered a warm, skin-enhancing fragrance built around a base of pink pepper, which gives it a little bit of spice to it. Iris, which gives it that, sort of slightly powdery, slightly floral mid-note to it. And then ambret seed, which is one of my favorite notes, and ambroxan, which gives it that warm, musky base that carries the fragrance throughout your day. Ambroxan or ambrox, is sort of like a synthetic, which mimics, what is it called? Oh man, ambergris. Ambergris they used to actually get from whale secretions, but it was very expensive, and I think the natural stuff became outlawed or something like that. So, it was a beloved marine salty type of note that they needed to figure out another way to be able to recreate that in the lab, which they did, which is ambroxan, which is a substitute for the real ambergris, which gives it that slightly salty, slightly marine, slightly watery, but in this case it's it's not watery, it's just like a creamy, beautiful base to it, and on top of the ambret seed. I love it. So good, so warm, so cozy. Wear this any time of the year, and this is unisex in my opinion. Next up is Juliet Has a Gun Superdose, and as you can see, well, you can't see through this bottle. I think I just got this bottle, and I was using a Traveler, so this is a pretty full bottle. But as you can see from the rest of these scents, I have put pretty considerable dents in them. This is Juliet Has a Gun, not a Perfume Superdose. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Can you say Cedilox, Cedilox, and more Cedilox? Or that ambroxan type of molecule that we just talked about that gives this a nice, beautiful, woody type of note to it. Also salty, like fresh salt air, you know, just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And I love to wear this by itself, just that beautiful woody ambret seed type of simplicity. I just absolutely love it. But if you want to add some dimension to another fragrance, if you want to add a salty or a woody dimension, I would highly recommend Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume, Superdose. This will always have a place on my fragrance shelf. Always. Always. All right. And it sort of gives that clean girl, clean boy sort of flavor, you know. So if that's what you're looking for, I would definitely. And I rock that any time of the year. But I definitely think it would shine in the colder months when you want to add a little bit of that oud to things, right? All right, so now I have a pair. I've got Phlur's Vanilla Skin and Heavy Cream. I bought these as a duo. Love it. I think it was $65 for both of them. So the Vanilla Skin I really, really love. I really gravitate towards this scent quite a lot. I think I've only had these since November, and I've already put quite a dent in these. So the Vanilla Skin, the notes are sugar, pink pepper, red apple. The middle notes are cashmere wood or cashmerean, jasmine and lily. The base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, benzoin, and agar wood. Beautiful, slightly woody, rich vanilla scent. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Very sugary. It's like sugar crystals. I smell, it feels like sugar crystals are in here. I don't really smell a lot of the red apple. I smell more of the slightly floral notes and the cashmere wood, along with the sandalwood, benzoin, vanilla, and the agar wood. So really beautiful scent, alone, worn alone, or layered with really whatever you want to layer with. It goes pretty much with anything, which I love. And then I've got the Heavy Cream. The Heavy Cream, let me tell you what this has in here. Some people do not like this scent. Some people have an adverse reaction to lactonic or milky fragrances for some reason. Some people, their stomachs turn, or they may have another type of, or it smells sour to them. So Heavy Cream is sort of a divisive scent. I really do love this. My sister-in-law turned me on to this when I went home in October. And let me tell you, it's got sweet, it's got lemon sugar, marshmallow, orange. The mid is jasmine blossom, coconut cream, vegan ambretolide or ambretolide, which is a synthetic ambret note, and vanilla mousse, salted caramel, and whipped cream. It's sugary, it's milky, it's warm, it's like a warm hug. It smells like when you open a bag of marshmallows, like the powdery stuff on top of the marshmallows. I smell the lemon, sugar, the orange, and slightly floral scent, but you know, it's got a slightly nutty edge to it as well. And I really enjoy this. This is definitely a gourmandy, edible type of fragrance. Heavy Cream, love it. And you can layer this with a lot of different scents as well. All right, moving on. One of my favorites. I got a sample of this. From Hygie Scents, which they offer a lot of Middle Eastern samples. And I got a sample. I wasn't sure if I liked this or not. I kept going back and forth to it. Do I like it? Do I don't? I'm not sure. And then one day I just fell over the edge and fell in love with this. And this is Bois de Vanille by Le Bois, which is a Middle Eastern company. I got this at attarmist.com. Everything will be in the description box. Man, this is, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like I saw a lot of reviews about this, people raving about this, but to my nose, I was like, I don't know. I think it's an acquired taste. But let me tell you what this, and it's a beautiful bottle. This is so heavy. This is classy. This looks beautiful on your dresser or your fragrance tray. And the scent, the juice is just magnificent. Look how dark that juice is. Wowzer. It reminds me a little bit of Kayali's Vanilla 28, how dark it gets. But this is bergamot, cassis buds. The mid is solar notes and rose. And the base is coconut, vanilla, and amber. Oh, if you want a rich, ambery, solar, like warmed by the sun type of fragrance, this is your girl. This is definitely can be a unisex scent as well. So this could be your girl or your boy. So beautiful. This is such a rich, classy, slightly mature. I would say this is maybe a more mature scent. But this is so beautiful. This is class 1000%. Get your nose on this. I think it runs about $80, but my gosh, wow. All right. Who is next? Oh yeah. I sort of resisted the bandwagon. You know, I know that House of Sillage put out, I think it's called Hufflepuff or something like that. And then I saw reviews from like Sharita and other content creators, fragrance content creators were talking about GIGGLEPUFF. Yeah, I think Vania Mikkel was also talking about GIGGLEPUFF as well and how great it was. I resisted the urge. As you can see, there's not much of a dent in here. I just got her maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I have been using her. This is beautiful. This is from Hekayat Attar, and this is Italian lemon, coconut, and grapefruit. Middle notes are bourbon, vanilla, peach, gardenia, and jasmine. And the base notes are caramel, vanilla bean. Is there anything else? Vanilla bean absolute. Oh, man. I'm going to spray this on my other hand. Oh, man. First of all, look at this beautiful bottle. Look at this beautiful bottle. Absolutely gorgeous. And heavy, classy. This also will look good on your fragrance tray or, on your dresser. Oh my gosh. So decadent. Oh my God. The lemon. Oh. Hold on. Where's the notes at? I already gave you the notes, but the lemon, it's like a lemon custard or like a lemon, like a lemon curd in some way. The coconut. Oh my. I smell the bourbon vanilla. some of the slightly floral notes. I can't identify which is gardenia, which is jasmine. And then what holds it down is the caramel, the benzoin, the vanilla bean, and the musk. Oh, man. This really does something to my olfactory senses. It's really, really beautiful. And listen, this lasted, I've worn this a few times, and this lasted, I would say, between 4 to 6 hours. But it's so affordable. I don't know how much I paid for this. I literally don't. Wasn't very expensive at all. I would say this was less than $40. So what? You can take out a decant of this and make it into a traveler. You can take it with you and just respritz if you have a date after work or going to happy hour, and just respritz. It's worth the money. I mean, it's $40 or less. It's so worth it and so classy looking. This is very well made. Very well made. Wow. All right. We're almost done. And we've got a Latafa, an Ana Abiyed coral perfume. Oh, man. I just love this. Saw lots of reviews for this. I don't know if I'm ready to try Scarlet yet. I'm not sure if I think I'm going to get a sample of that from Hygie Scent and see if I do like it or not before I blind buy, because I'm not blind buying full bottles this year. So this is coral, and my gosh, whoa. Not only do I love gourmands, I love anything that smells edible. Anything that's got sugar and caramel and chocolate and all that. I love all of that. But on the flip side, I like a freshie too, right? I love watermelon and tangerine and clementine and all of that stuff, right? All that fruit. And this has a juicy blend of peach, watermelon, and orange. The middle notes are creamy coconut, and soft white flowers. Doesn't say what white flowers. And the base notes are warm vanilla, amber, and musk. Whoa. Talk about a tropical vacation in a bottle. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of Wave Child by Room 1015. And I have had that. I had a sample of that, which I really, really liked. But I actually like the Duo brand's Wave Rider much better than Room 1015's. So I do have a full bottle of that. And I like to mix the coral and the Duo brand Wave Rider together. And man, how juicy, juicy, juicy. Or I also like to... I also have the Middle Eastern, it's a watermelon fragrance. I forgot the name of it. I also mix that together. You can layer this with so many of your other freshies. You can mix this with vanillas. Very, very beautiful. Very tropical smelling. You can wear this anytime you want. You can wear any of your fragrances anytime you want. This really shines in the warmer weather though. All right, and that is Ana Abiyed's Coral by Latafa. And last but not least, I don't have a full bottle of this. I had to get a 9 milliliter sample of this from my booze from Scent Split, where I get all of my samples from, Designer and Niche. But you know what? I don't have Blanche Bete money, so a 9 milliliter sample will last me for months on end. All right, and I also have some of the other dupes of this that I can also wear. But the original Blanche Bete, absolutely gorgeous, by Liquid Imaginaries. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me tell you, this is like the top shelf tuberose fragrance that you'll ever come across. And I'm not even a huge tuberose girl, but Blanche, Bete, mwah, chef's kiss. Okay, now this has milk, tuberose, vanilla, cacao, comma, musk, tonka bean blended with ambrette, jasmine, incense, and mahonial. Ooh, I'm not sure what mahonial is, but let me tell you something. Oh, wow. This scent makes my toes curl when I smell it. I'm telling you. The OG girl is just spectacular in every way. All right, lactonic, creamy, sweet, bubblegummy, tuberose. I'm not sure what mahonial smells like, but whatever that is, I'm loving it. Okay, and plus backed up by the ambrette. Ooh, oh my goodness. Now the Dua brand makes a inspiration of this called is it Milkylicious? Milkylicious. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, Milkylicious, and it is, I would give it an 8 out of 10 as being an inspiration of this. And of course, you know her Confessions by Lattafa. So I did not like the other one by Lavina or whatever that was, that Lativa or whatever. That one was horrible. I sold that one. But all the rest of the dupes come pretty close, but there's nothing like the OG. And you know what? I will nurse this 9 milliliter until I decide to either buy another one or buy the original. We'll see. I don't know. But anyway, that rounds up my 10 most go-to fragrances of 2025. There's really more than that. But I didn't want to like overwhelm people. Maybe I'll make a part 2. I don't know. What do you think of these fragrances? Have you tried them? Do you love them? Do you not like them? What are your thoughts? Share with me. Leave an emoji in the comments. Wish me a Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. 2026 is gonna rock. Just let me know what you think of these 10 selections, all right? All right, you guys. It's Tracy Dee, the Fragrance Junkie, signing off, guys. Take care. Peace.